People always ask how I balance my family life with 400 shows a year. I'm just doing what I love with the people I love. It's my magic life.
I like Wes Iseli. I like everything about him.
All right, guys, we're back. And this week I have a magic buddy of mine. New to magic, not new to magic, new to me and magic. We'll get into all of that. But I met this guy at MAES. We became fast friends. And I said, dude, let's get you on the podcast. And he said, yes, sir. So everybody, it's Nate Heater. What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing great. We kicking off the holiday season. My magic room's becoming gift wrap central over here. It's driving me crazy. Looking over my shoulder and seeing all this stuff. But we'll make it work. We'll make it work. So I introduced you by saying new to magic, new to me in magic. Tell everybody, magic's not your full-time job, but you aren't new to magic either, but you're new to performing, maybe? Help me out.
Yeah, so I'll just start from the beginning. It's been about 12 years now of me actually being in magic. So I got a late start to a lot of people that everyone's always like, oh, I started when I was like 8, I started when I was 9, from a young age working their way up. I'm only 29, so I started when I was 17. I got a really late jump to that. So I mean, did like a couple of little private stuff here and there, like little private shows at like a magic shop in my local area and like little gigs, but nothing too serious until recently, maybe about 2 years ago now. So yeah, I am kind of newer into the whole like bigger performance arts of magic. But yeah, that's about 12 years now of actually the hobby side of everything. And then now actually the paid gig version or like the paid stage show version now.
Dude, so talking to him, I'm thinking like he has a couple shows under his belt. And he said, this one time at this Friendsgiving, and this one time I did a show for these people, this happened. And this one time, you've done some shows. All right. Every time we talk, I learn a little bit more. I only met you in September, but I think we've probably spent 20 hours on the phone together. So I said, this will be easy because every time we talk on the phone, it's an hour. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell me about some of the gigs that you've done.
So you just mentioned the one I just had a recent Friendsgiving one. The one before that, I actually did my very first ever bachelor/bachelorette party. So I guess I can mark both of those off with the same tick. The two very first times of doing a Friendsgiving and a bachelorette party, never thought it would happen. But then even going like with someone that you had on recently, our good buddy Ed Schmidt, he was saying that he had his first ever, like, I think it was bachelor or Friendsgiving. He had his very first one of those too. And like, everything else has just been like, the occasional birthday party, surprise party, or like I just did one of my friends' weddings recently, and that was really fun because like not only was I there as like a guest, but then also being able to just perform there too. So I mean, I've had those gigs, but the really fun one recently was probably the Bachelor/Bachelorette. It was just a new experience of just here's a bunch of people that are like 20-something-year-olds that are just like, we're getting married soon. We're not going to do a traditional party. We're going to actually get a magician involved. And I was like, that's really cool because a lot of people told me there that was the first time they ever saw like a magician in person, which to me amazes me because you always have like the trope of like when you're a little kid, like a little kid's birthday party, is always a magician there. So the fact that I'm meeting people now and this day and age that are saying they haven't seen a magician in person, only on TikTok, it's honestly one of the better feelings that I'm like their first experience now.
It's crazy. Like that farm we did in October. Every show I walk out saying, I've been here for 20 years. How many of you guys have never seen me before? 90% of the audience. It's like, that doesn't make sense.
Growing, you watch movies and you always see like a juggler, a clown, a magician, all at the birthday parties. There was a clown at one birthday party I went to growing up. But other than that, I never saw a magician at a birthday party I attended growing up.
I never had a magician or a clown or a juggler at my party.
I didn't have them at my party. I went to a party, but the mom was actually the clown. She did clowning. Did the clown for her daughter's birthday
That's a technicality.
party. I know, but I mean, still, like,
yeah. Did you see any when you were growing up? Did you witness any of that?
I think I definitely had like balloon animal artists. I definitely had a lot of them at parties. I think that's the big thing now is getting someone to make balloon sculptures for the kids. As for magician, I remember, God, this is going back, and if I'm saying going back, I'm only 29. I was probably like 11, 12, 13 around that time. And I remember going to a party, and I remember there being a magician there. And I was like, oh, okay. Like a magician, that's cool. But that's like the only memory I have. And I don't remember where I was, whose party it was. I don't remember who the magician was. I just remember there was a magician. And then I can't think of another time of having one. But it's just that's like the stereotype anymore. Like Natalie said, in the movies and the TV shows, and everything, there's always a magician at a kid's party. But yet, are there anymore really?
Right. Well, there are. It's just not as common as what, at least when I was growing up, as what you would think watching movies.
Every party, whether you're a
But
kid
my
or an adult,
parties
should have one.
My parties were never as large scale as those parties on the movies either. So, I mean.
Right. Because they had a magician, a juggler, and a clown.
Right.
And an elephant in the background.
And yeah. Oh, yeah. And like a huge pile of gifts and like 30 or 40 kids there.
And a moon bounce.
You know. My mom's rule was however old you're turning +1, that's how many people were allowed to be invited to the party. So I never plus. I could now.
Well, don't say that. He keeps saying 29, make me feel real old. So I've taken you on tours on our phone calls on FaceTime of my magic room, of my little my garage that's like bursting at the seams with magic right now. And we got to tour the magic, what do they call it? Mark DeSouza's going to kill me. The House of Magic. We got to tour that together before it was finished. Have you been?
Did you go too with him?
He was with me. We hung out the whole time.
Sweet.
I did 2 laps. He only did 1.
Oh, okay.
He had someplace to go.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I don't know when I'll get here again, so I'm taking it all in.
Yeah.
Have you got to go back?
Not yet. I'm planning on it because I saw that there's a couple magicians that are going to be going. So I'm kind of hoping that Mark is going to be there when I'm there checking him out. Be like, hey, while I'm here, Mark, like you liked my performance at Maze. Do you think you could just you take me downstairs quickly a little bit? I want to see the finished project.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty awesome. So what are you working on now?
So I do have a gig coming up this month. It's for another check mark off the list. It's a Hanukkah party.
Oh, sweet.
So doing my very, very first one of those. And I always like to challenge myself with gigs. I mean, like I have like my standard, like here's like my X amount of tricks that I'm gonna do. But this is actually a repeat client from a birthday party I had before. So I wanted to challenge myself and do like a whole bunch of newer stuff, but I also wanted to start working on a pack small play big show. So this is my experiment run is with this. It's only like 30 minutes long. So I feel as though this is a good place to start like testing those things out. There's stuff that I've done before, just not really as much as I want to. But I always love giving myself a challenge with gigs like that because to me it makes it more fun.
We were he just did a talk show where he was on like morning television and did 3 segments for them.
Oh, wow.
Right?
That's
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And he was so professional and so awesome.
Aw.
He's only 29 years old.
Uh-huh.
When I did community television, I was PBS.
Mm-hmm.
I was so nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Tell him what I said.
So I can't remember. It was an old website. And it was his business name of Party Magic. And it was like partymagic.us or partymagic.net or something. And he couldn't remember his own website. And she was like, where can they find you? And he's like, partymagic.com. It's just...
I locked up. I wasn't expecting any questions. I did my magic. I thought I was done. She was laughing.
Oh, I burst out laughing. That was when we were dating too.
But you were so professional. You did great. Those segments you did were great.
You didn't mess up your website.
Thank you. No, I wore this exact shirt, so I didn't mess it up.
Oh, perfect.
So that way I know I always have it on me. And they actually played into this because on my website, I call myself the hottest magician in Schuylkill County, where I'm from. Mm-hmm. And it just plays off the name Peter right there, so it's just perfect. But you didn't get to see the behind the scenes, like what you just started doing now, Wes and Natalie. my hands were shaky. First of all, it was cold in the building, so I'm already trying to warm up my hands right there. But it's like these are cameras that I have to make sure now that I am almost perfect, like pretty close to perfect on everything I do, because it's harder to fool a camera than it is to fool a person. And I just remember I had three tricks lined up, but where they sat us on the couch, those three tricks wouldn't work because that was going to involve the table, but the cameras couldn't get the table. So now, as I'm going on, I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, I can't do this. What else can I do? And thankfully, I brought some extra stuff with me that I just had my friends off stage be like, just quickly grab this in between segments.
That's good.
How many
get
people did you
backup.
bring along? What was your entourage?
My two of my friends named AJ and Claire, they are actually a couple now, but when I met them, they were not dating at the time yet. AJ is my tech guy. He does a lot of like my videos. He does like my sounds, my lighting for my stage shows that I have at the one theater that he runs. It's just nice having that person who has that like background. That way, and he loves magic. He can't do it because his hands are too shaky. But with our like relationship, our friendship, he can experience the magic through me because he gets to know how all the secrets work because of filming. And then like you would understand about that. Like you have to know like what to film, what not to film. And then Claire is just a she is like I call her my Natalie Light. So she is there to like help me out if I need it. She's like my assistant if I need it. She'll bring stuff on and off for me. But other than that, she helps me with like a little bit of like a marketing side too. She does have a marketing degree from Penn State. So I help she does a lot of the marketing and also the assistant side.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Natalie Light. I like it. I like it. I tell him, I said, yeah, Natalie's a godsend. When he calls me and he's trying to, come up with new material and we talk and we talk for hours
Uh-huh.
and we were rewriting his show and
Uh-huh.
talking about his experiences in life and everything. I'm like, I do it this way, but you have to do it this way. I have Natalie. Shoot, hold on. I got to rewrite it for you because two person, it's totally different.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is just
Yeah.
totally different.
Yeah.
Talking about your life and everything, we were doing a torn and restored, and we brought in your injury. Tell Natalie about your injury and what you came up with to talk about that.
Yeah, so actually before I got into Magic, I was a three-sport high school athlete, two varsity, one junior varsity.
Okay.
And I was playing basketball, and I didn't tell you this, Wes. It was the anniversary, it was the weekend of the Mace convention when I actually got injured. I was training in the off season for basketball. I came down wrong, and to make a long story short, I tore my ACL right then and there, complete tear.
Ah.
And my sports were pretty much done after that. I mean, I could have came back, but at that point, I just hated myself, hated the world, and I always tell people that at that time I thought everything was done. And then I actually got started with Magic. So I thought, what if there's a way to do that storytelling? We came up with a torn and restore because I'm tearing up a card, like my ACL was torn, and then restoring it. And the whole premise is that, like, yes, it's restored, but it's never going to be 100%. And it's like a reminder of how I got started in Magic. So it restores itself, but it still has the creases in it, almost like the scars on my leg from the torn ACL surgery.
Wow. That's a neat
good,
tie-in. Yeah.
That's good.
So that's when that happened when you were 17, and that's when you started liking magic, is when you were down and out with your knee.
Yeah, so I actually tore it when I was 16, and then 4 days later I turned 17.
Okay.
It was 4 days before my birthday I got injured.
Fun birthday.
Daggone.
Yeah, it was a really fun birthday. And then just
What did you see? What did you see magic-wise that got you hooked while you were out with injury?
America's Got Talent, actually. I was flipping through the channels, and AGT was on. I'm like, let me just turn this on. And the very first thing I saw on AGT was Colin's Key, the magician that year.
Nice.
And I was like, you know what? Magic is something that I can do in my bed because, like, at first it wasn't going to just be magic. I just wanted something to distract myself from the routine of it was school, physical therapy, then go home and lay in bed all day. And I realized, well, maybe I can learn a card trick. Well, then one turned to two, to turn into learning different magic tricks, and then I just stuck with it since. But yeah, it was actually America's Got Talent is the thing I saw that got me into magic.
That's awesome.
Well, when I
I didn't
first,
realize it was around that long already.
it's been around a while.
Time flies.
So when I met him, he was competing at MAES.
Mm-hmm.
He did a kick-ass Rubik's Cube routine.
Oh, nice.
He did some great magic.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him I heard whispers from the other people that were booked to perform there. Dude, this guy's going to win everything. He's going to win. He's going to win. He's going to win.
Ah, sweet.
And sometimes that's even better than winning.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Because that's coming from the real people. Some of the judges are just, hey, we need a judge. Can you judge?
Right.
Like I got penalized once because I wasn't wearing a suit when I did my stage competition. It's like you're not gonna see a torn and restored thread when I'm wearing a white T-shirt underneath. When you see the white dress shirt, you can't see the restoration.
Yeah.
You can't see white thread.
Yeah.
But and you got penalized for that as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they asked me to judge when I was there, and I turned them down because I was like, I don't feel qualified. I guess
You're
Yeah,
way
I'm
qualified.
qualified,
You're way
yeah.
qualified. But yeah. But anyway, you kicked butt, dude. I think you turned a lot of heads there.
Thank you. Yeah, it was funny because I tell people that convention is like two halves. It was the first 2 days, like people weren't rude to me during the convention, but they were. You could definitely tell it was just like I call them passing conversations. Oh, hey, how are you? You got the magic? Oh, that's cool. Let me see something. All right, see ya. And then once they did the convention, like Wes said, then people started actually like whispering, like, "Oh, hey, this guy was actually pretty good and everything." Then people were actually wanting to like, "Hey, like, oh my God, that was so amazing." So it was that competition, which I wasn't going to do at first, but then thankfully a lot of my friends in both Magic and just outside of Magic said, "Just do it. You'll get your name out there." And I'm like, "Fine, I will." And literally got my name out there.
That's awesome.
So are you going to do it next year?
I think so, and I don't know if I'm going to do the close up or the stage, but I'm definitely going to do one of the two next year.
Do both.
Nice.
Do both. Sign up now.
And I get to come next year because I'm not going to be in school. So I'll get to see it in person. Maybe. I don't know. Those are really early in the morning. We'll see.
You'll be there. They are early in the morning. That's tough.
Yeah.
Is that tough for you?
The stage,
Tough for me. I am not a morning person.
But he has a real job, so you have to get up early for your real job, correct?
So he has to do it.
You don't.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's tough.
And
performing that early.
Majority of our shows are evenings and going late to the night. You do have early morning ones. Like we have one that's coming up that's for a senior citizen. I don't really know what it is because it's like they're coming to I don't know. But anyway, it's for senior citizens for their Christmas party. And so that's at like 10 in the morning and it's 3 hours away, I think, wherever Virginia Beach is.
And they're booking Illusions.
And they're booking Illusions. So we do have those every once in a while. But for the most part, it's in the evening. But it's easier to get up when you're getting paid.
The only reason I know about this is because she's complaining about the contract with these people. It was with the state or the city, and it was just, you sign our contract, we have to sign their contract, then we have to sign a waiver, then we have to sign insurance. We have insurance, already sent you insurance.
And the lady that I'm working with is she's really, really sweet. She was like, I am so sorry. This is new. Can you fill out this form so that we can have payment for you the day of? Okay, yeah. And then, I'm so sorry. This is new. There's a whole, it was like a 20-page thing I had to fill out. And I'm like calling her, I'm like, this is not English. What does this mean? It was in legalese that I didn't understand. And so I'm like, but I mean, she was perfectly nice about it. It was just a lot of hoops to jump through. But hey, they got Illusions, so it wasn't just a basic show.
It's not a basic show. It's a bigger show, but I didn't realize it was 10 a.m. 3 hours away. 10 a.m. Virginia Beach. Yeah. Why did we start talking about that?
Because we were saying that most of our stuff is in the evenings, and we don't have to get up early in the morning, except on the rare occasions.
So did it affect you performing that early? I mean, your performance was great, but backstage, was it hard to perform that early, or?
It was a little hard because it's just a matter of trying to wake myself up more and just I was still there mentally. I knew everything that was going on. I was practicing my routine backstage. But I feel as though once I hit the stage, then I got that adrenaline to like go on do the show and actually be woken up a little bit more. But the waiting backstage was the worst, not only just for trying to slowly wake myself up more, but that was my first ever competition, so I didn't know what to expect. So, but as soon as I hit the stage, everything just went away. I woke up, I was more energized. My performer side came out, and I was good to go.
I'm telling you, next year you got to do both. Just do both. Do close up and
Was
stage.
this close up? Because you said Rubik's Cube. So was it close up or was it stage?
What did you
'Cause
perform
can
in?
make.
Huh? It was close up.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was a guy who did Rubik's Cube stuff for the stage,
Mm-hmm.
but apparently his was more like, here's like this Rubik's Cube that I have that can do this. Here's this one that I can do this. So he was doing a lot more like bigger things with his Rubik's Cubes. I think one was like, from what I heard, he did it where like he made a Rubik's Cube go from like one box that was on this person, like the side of this person's head, and it went through their head. So that's like definitely like a staged version of that. Whereas mine was just like different solves, and then it matched up with a bottle that was on stage the whole time when the spectator mixed it up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was great. Yeah, those early mornings and those competitions, and it's cold in that room, and it's the waiting, and yeah, everything about it, and yeah,
Yeah.
we loved it.
Yeah.
We used to do it all the time. We loved it, and I never won ever.
Nope.
So don't worry about it.
When we performed, we got the same response. They said, sit in the aisle seat up front. You're going to be up and down all night long. That's what we were told over and over again. And we didn't win a single thing.
So when I went to go fool us, I'm like, well, I'm not going to win, but it'll be fun. And Natalie's like, you're going to win. No, don't say that. Don't
it was
jinx
so
me.
funny. We were like opposite. Like we were going. I was like, I don't know. And he was like, no, it'll work. And then we get there. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna work. No, you're gonna fool him. It's definite. And he's like, it's not gonna fool him. Like we totally switched. And
I'm 0-1 right now. So
yeah, that's all right. That's all right. It's really okay. You know, I'm 6-1. We probably
but I will say,
and it was just MAES. That's the only place I ever competed. Because really, I can't go to conventions because I'm working all the time.
They're all in the summer.
But we pencil out that weekend. And I pencil it out now. By the way, everybody listening, I think Ed Smith told me he thinks it's Wednesday through Saturday this year.
They added an extra day?
They got rid of this. No, it's Wednesday through Friday. Because a Jewish holiday is on Saturday. Friday night to Saturday is a Jewish holiday.
So they're going to go all day Friday?
Yeah. So they're going to have a gala show on Thursday night and a gala show on Friday night.
Because they normally go all day Friday and all day Saturday. So are they going all day Thursday and all day Friday?
So half a day Wednesday, all day Thursday, all day Friday.
Oh, that's weird. Is that for sure?
That's what Ed said. I haven't talked to Mark D'Souza yet, but yeah. Have you heard anything?
All I heard from Ed was that it's a possibility. So he didn't confirm anything.
We just got to block that calendar, man. We had a show just now called for August.
Yes. Yep.
So
August. But it's a whole committee working on that, so it might not be booked for another couple weeks.
I know, but we got to book those dates. You just don't know.
August. Yep.
So tell me what else is going on with you? Let's talk.
Nothing. It's just a matter of I'm trying to just work on that show that I have coming up. I am already planning for my next stage show. I just did one on Halloween night, and the theater, like they said, we want to do again on Halloween next year. So now I got to start coming up with a new show because my area is so small that I get a lot of the same repeat people all the time. And it's not going to be brand new. Like there's going to be some tricks that come over from other shows. But if you're doing the same show every single time, like this would be my fourth one, I think, at that theater now. It's going to get too repetitive, too stale that people aren't going to come back and watch. And then the ability to just say, oh, it's a brand new show, I think will draw more people in.
So tell everybody about that show. It was you and Kyle Purnell?
Yeah, so a good friend of mine, Kyle Purnell, I got him to do the show with me as well. I did stage, he did close up, and honestly, probably one of my better selling shows for that theater. I don't know what Kyle's like best selling show is, but for me, it's one of my better ones. And honestly, it was a lot of fun to do that. I mean, there was, and I say this in no ill will whatsoever. I love Kyle so much. It was a lot of work going back and forth between him to be like, okay, you're doing this, so I can't do that, so I'm going to do this. Oh, wait, are you doing this? Oh, I can't do that now. There was a lot of complications with that because you don't want to do something that's too similar. Like, Wes, so you and I, there's like 100 different ways to do like a build to impossible location. And that was one of the big things I wanted to do. But he's already doing one. So I'm like, well, I can't do one now because to the audience it's virtually the same trick.
Right. Yeah. Even if it's totally different. Yeah.
So do you do a lot more?
It's just,
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was just gonna say, so that was a hard thing. And again, I don't say anything bad. I was able to make it work. We had a really good time. Kyle's just an awesome dude that I'm glad to have in my life now in Magic Wise. So the fact that I was able to get him to do a show with me, like, awesome. Would do it again in a heartbeat.
Nice. Do you do more close-up magic or more stage magic, or is it a good mix?
I'm gonna say it's a good mix now. It used to be more close up, but then I started getting more stuff where I have to go with a stage more. So my very first stage show was rough because I had to buy a whole bunch of new stage stuff. I had to learn a whole bunch of new stage stuff because I was a card guy for the longest time. I still am a card guy, but you can't really put that onto a stage unless you have a projector. Then it's not as fun. So now it's just the more things I've been buying recently are stage, and then the stage stuff fits well into private gigs because a lot more people want a stage show versus like walk around. I've noticed, or like me especially. So now it's a definite 50-50 mix between the two. When I was first starting out, it was all close up because it was just the cheapest things I could learn, and I could fit everything into my pocket and go.
And you can do 50 different tricks with a deck of cards. Where if you have a song and a half, that's 3 minutes, and that's $5,000, right?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Do
you enjoy one more than the other?
I think they both have their benefits and their cons. I think I've started liking stage a lot more recently. I just feel as though that I like being able to tell a story, like going back to my last show where we talked about like the story of my life in Magic. I like being able to do something like that and do magic with it. And like there's stuff you could do like magic like close up wise, like here's a story with like this trick and it has like a built-in story with it, or you can come up with one. But I feel as though having like an overarching story throughout a whole entire stage show is more challenging, which I like, and it's just more fun because then you can convey it to a bigger group of people right away.
Nice.
So how many years have you done the Halloween thing now?
Halloween, this is my second year.
And how many seats is that theater?
So that theater is 190 something. I know it's less than 200. I don't know why, but I know it's less than 200.
That's
it's like
great.
190.
That's a good sized theater. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's not too big.
It's not a little small black box,
right?
But it's not.
But it's still intimate feeling.
Yeah.
Without being. Yeah.
That's a good size.
Yeah. Nice.
And the cool thing about that theater,
your buddy runs it, so I want you to get like a monthly thing going on. How can we do that? We have to figure that out.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm okay with being like their filler person right now because I have such a good relationship with that theater. I used to do a bunch of community theater shows there, so I knew a lot of the people already. And it's just one of the things where we don't have anything going on for X amount of months. Oh, let's get Nate in there because he'll bring us in people. And the only thing we have to pay for is 50% of the tickets. We don't have to buy rights to the shows. We don't have to buy crew because he brings his own. To be fair, I am most of the crew with my stage stuff. But other than that, it's just I'm okay with being the filler for right now. And then eventually working my way up to like I'm like what's the word? An annual thing kind of a situation where like I have like my set time. Like I want Halloween to be like my time for that theater all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good, man. I love it. I love to see your growth. I love to I love brainstorming with you. That's one of the things we do. Like we wrote that whole show pretty much. I mean, we kind of put that together. You were like, I have these. Now what do I do with these?
Mm-hmm.
And we wrote it. So besides that one thing about the torn and restored, what else did we come up with? I can't remember.
So we came up with another Rubik's Cube routine. I couldn't do my maze competition act because Kyle was doing a version of it. So I had to come up with a different version of it, but that was still coming with the whole. I competed at maze. Now I'm really getting into where I'm at, like in my future life. Like right now, my present was the Rubik's Cube stuff, and I think in there it was also going back to the injury, how I hated school at that point too. Like just again hating everything that I did something with a book that we were supposed to read, and I just stab a knife through the book. So this is how much I liked school back then. Stab.
He stabbed it and ripped it
Nice.
out, but the prediction matched.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Very cool.
I had something, Nate. I had something, and I just lost it. It just fluttered away. Daggone it. Coming up with that for you. I've totally lost it, Nate. Help me, Nat. Do something. Talk.
Okay.
Nate, I just had a brain fart, man.
Is MES the only convention you've been to, or do you get to go to more? Because, like he said, he can't go to during our busy season during the summer, mostly.
Got it.
Yeah, so Maze was like the first one that I've been to when I really got like was serious into magic.
Uh-huh.
And then I just went to it was Super Sunday, Bob Little Super Sunday in Bensalem.
Okay. Nice.
So those were the only two conventions I've been to.
Was that a good one? Did you like it?
Yeah, I got to meet Dan Harlan, and that was just an experience in and of itself, was meeting him.
Nice.
Because I do a couple of his stuff, so the fact that I can meet people whose effects I do is so awesome.
Right? Awesome.
Yeah, we've had Dan on the podcast. I love Dan. Dan's a really talented, great guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fun hang too.
Yeah.
He really is. So I know what I was going to ask. It came back to me. Your real job. Are you allowed to talk about your real job, or is that an NDA thing? Are you allowed to mention it at all?
No, I can mention it. I am a call center representative for an electric company called First Energy.
Okay.
So I'm always curious about people with real jobs. So go ahead. What else are you going to say about it?
It's just I'm in the section where people have trouble if they have trouble paying their bills, or like if they're in threatening of getting their services turned off or they're already turned off, trying to help them with either coming up with solutions to keep their electric on or to help them get it back on. So I'm in that section of that company. But yeah, it's a 9 to 5 job.
That's got to be hard, though. That's a hard situation for people to be in, losing, electricity. You depend on it so much. And I can't imagine. That's hard. So I would think that would be hard. Like, I don't know. Emotionally, it would be hard too. I would think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's just now there are the good with the bad. There are the people that they just refuse to pay, period. And it's just like those are the ones that like if they're just refusing to pay and they're like giving like snarkiness, attitude, and everything like that, then it's like that's one thing. But when you can hear it in their voice that they are trying their hardest to help to like pay the bills, but like something comes up, then those are the calls where when it ends, whether I'm able to help them or not, and it's hard when I can't help them. Those are the ones where I have to take a minute after the call to be like, that was rough. Like I need to calm down a little bit because I feel for them.
Yeah.
Do you go with your real name on there? Like when you call, do you say, "Hey, I'm Nate Heater," or do you say, "I'm Joe Schmo"? Because I wouldn't want people tracking me down.
We're only allowed to give our first names. We're not allowed to discuss last names, but we do have to say our first name our real name because it is recorded.
So there's several Nates working for your company, right? Yes, for your safety. There is. Yes. I know there is. All right.
Yep.
So I want my goal in life is to get him out of that job and do magic full time.
Is that a goal for you?
That's my goal.
Absolutely, 100%.
Does that matter?
Does it matter? That is your goal, but we need to know if it's his goal too first.
It is 100% my goal. However I can get there, I want to get there. I do know that I have to pay my dues right now with like my 9 to 5, and then just scratch and claw my way to getting it to the big to the opportunity where I'm given to do it full time Magic. But whatever I can do at this point, I'm just doing. I'm taking whatever gigs I can. I'm trying to put my name out there more. Just trying to figure out what is the next step until I can finally catch that break.
Nice.
He's
Well,
performing.
good.
He's doing magic. He's working a 9 to 5 and doing it
Yeah,
slow and steady wins the race, right?
absolutely.
But me, on the other hand, you saw my garage. 2 trailer loads of magic from this guy that just bought magic and said, I'm going to be full time when I retire. Died of a massive heart attack before he retired, and 90% of it is unopened. It hurts my heart every time I go out there. I think of that guy. I
Yeah.
think of him every time I go out
Oh,
there.
I'm sure.
It's just so yeah. Well, you're working now though, so that's good. You're doing shows.
Yeah,
Um,
you're working towards your dream.
I
That's
just
what's
I just
important.
know there's so many magicians out there that is their dream.
But they're putting it off. They're not doing what he's doing and doing the gig
Right.
and saying, I'll wait until I'm like financially secure or I retire and then I'll do magic shows. So,
Tomorrow's not promised for anybody.
right. He's actually, you're actually working towards what you want. So that's awesome. That's good. That's great.
So I'm always telling you to get pictures, get videos, all of this stuff. Were you able to videotape the Halloween show?
Yeah, so I got bits and pieces of it because at one point our camera started acting up. So I do have only some bits of the show. I'm hoping I haven't talked to the guy, my AJ, in a while yet. He's been doing a bunch of other stuff. Like he has so many different shows, his real job and everything else, that I just like, hey, just remember me. Hi, how's this coming along? So I want to see what footage he does have because there's the one trick, and again, it's with a Rubik's cube. It's with actually 4 Rubik's cubes that I did not think was going to go over well, and it killed in the show. So I'm hoping we at least recorded that one.
That part. Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, have that footage to send to other theaters. Get more
Right.
theaters, man.
Yeah.
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 We
So
film in all of our illusion shows. Like we put the camera in the back and just roll. And then when we're doing footage for our vlog, our television show, or just behind the scenes stuff, we have other cameras we walk around with, right? But that one's rolling in the back for 2 hours.
Mhm.
We've had several times people get up to go to the bathroom
Knock it.
during intermission before the show starts, and the camera is just tilted. And they're like, oops. And they don't care.
Right. And you can't, and I've checked it like right before we start the show. And then you go and you're like, okay, that was right before. Everybody should be in their seats. Like the announcement is rolling. And then you go and check it at intermission and it's like recorded the floor the whole time. And you're like, well, that's great. That's wonderful. We have audio.
But it sounds like our harness just let go, but that's not what it is because you see it on footage and you hear the girl go, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But that doesn't do anything, lady. Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's killer. It's killer. And then we check it during intermission.
It's only happened a couple times. So,
But it hurts.
yeah.
It
yeah.
hurts. It
Yeah.
hurts.
It's disappointing, but there's always next time.
So besides Colin Keys, who was your other inspirations in magic?
the first name that comes to my mind immediately is Harry Anderson. And I just love that man. I love that guy with his, how do I put it? His mixture of comedy and magic, where it's not one is outweighing the other. Because there are some people that they do like comedy magic, but then it's just like they throw a joke in there every now and then. But then there's also the people who all they do is comedy, and then they'll just throw like a simple trick in there. I think Harry Anderson found that blend that was like perfect 50-50 of just everything. And he's the kind of magic that I like. I love comedy magic because and I talked to you about doing like storytelling, but my first love is always the comedy because I feel as though I don't want people leaving my show saying that was a great magic show. I want them leaving saying that was a great show. So the fact that I can mix in like comedy, storytelling, a little bit of drama, but the comedy aspect wise, it is Harry Anderson is the first name that comes to mind immediately.
Harry's awesome. I got books of Harry's. I got Harry's autographed tie from Night Court over here in my collection. Harry's awesome. Yeah. Well, I have a YouTube clip reel on my YouTube, hidden in my YouTube, of just all Harry the Hat segments on Cheers. He was so good.
Oh yeah,
He was so cool.
that was always fun
Yeah.
when he was on a Cheers episode.
But there is a headliner in Vegas, and I don't know if he builds himself this way now, but he said he did Comedy Magic.
Mm-hmm.
But it was illusions. There was no comedy in that show that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember any comedy in the show, but the show was great.
Who was it?
But I'll tell you later. But I don't remember comedy in that show. And then there's other comedy magicians like Matt King. Matt King does great magic, but not like Harry the Hat. Harry the Hat knocked you out with his magic, man. It was powerful, awesome magic, but you were laughing. Did I just miss something happening when I was laughing so hard? That sucks too, though, man.
Yeah.
For the spectator, it's like, man, you tricked me. Yeah.
That's funny.
So what else you got going on? You got that. You got the day job. You got all this stuff. You were DJing at one point. Are you still DJing anymore?
The karaoke kind of took a down, like a nosedive. Kind of like we're calling it at the end of the year. Just lack of people coming out because the people that are there are not making it fun anymore. So that's pretty much done. The one thing I do want to go back to a little bit, because you mentioned about like filming everything. Actually, I messaged House of Magic, Smoke and Mirrors.
Yeah.
And I said, what does it take to get a show there? And the guy emailed me saying, oh, well, we don't really take a lot of outside people. Out of like 100 people, we only take one person basically every now and then. If you think your shows are that good, like as good as the people coming up, please send us a short clip. So I actually do have plans for a show I'm going to do at that magic shop at Mingus Magic in Reading. I'm going to do a show there, videotape it, and send it in and be like, this is what I plan to do.
Awesome.
So it's going back to the whole like wanting to do something, like actually trying to make things happen. They didn't say it's not a 0%. There's a small little crack in the door that's open, and I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah.
I'll make that note. I have something to tell you off camera here.
Okay.
But yeah, well, we did Smoke and Mirrors, and it was great. That's the House of Magic now.
Yeah. It was fun.
And we did the family show and the nighttime show.
Yeah, at the old location.
Yeah. We haven't been to the new one. Mm-mm. But here's the thing. The craziest thing, I think you probably saw it. They took the wall out of the old building that we signed and put it in the new building. So our signature is still there in the new building.
Yeah, you told me that. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
But it's crazy because they had to leave everything else there. Like they weren't allowed
to take the wall.
Right.
The wall. Yeah. It wasn't load bearing, obviously. Just the back.
Load bearing. Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, I don't know. You were talking about the DJ thing, though. You were happy to let that go, though. That's not a fumble for you. That's not a down thing. You were ready to let it go anyway.
Yeah, it was. It got to a point where it used to be so much fun to do, and then it just started going downhill when a certain group started showing up, and they just stopped making it fun for people. And it's just one of those points where they're not complaining. I'm like, it's karaoke. What's there to complain about? Right. Like, you're going up there, you're singing a song, you're drinking a beer while you're doing it. Like, what's there to really complain about? And they just find something to complain about every single week. And I feel as though that's taken up more of my time that I could be using to further magic. So now that I'm letting that go, it's just, that's now more time for me to be like, all right, what can I plan next?
Nice.
So I just watched a reel on TikTok that had, I was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. Right? That's my joke for her because she was a waitress and I was a magician in the restaurant. So I picked you up, I dusted you off, and I turned you around. That's me talking to Natalie in my world, right?
That's bull.
But the thing is,
I built you up and made you.
the whole reel was about. That's all they say. I was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. She was. You were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. In a cocktail bar. In a cocktail bar. Like, do you know that whole thing? Is that a karaoke trope now?
What?
They don't. I don't think it's any karaoke.
They keep repeating that. Like, you're in a cocktail bar. You are working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. They don't finish the song. They just keep saying that over and over, like inquisitive. Like that's crazy. Who works at a cocktail bar?
Because there aren't any cocktail bars anymore.
I don't know. I don't know the
either.
trope. I
don't
thought
know
the DJ might know.
bars.
Yeah.
No, I mean you have your songs that are always going to be sang there. Like there's a lot of "Living on a Prayer" by Bon Jovi. There's a lot of "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey's played a lot. And I'm going to offend people up in the northeastern part, Sweet Caroline. That song is so overdone that I hate that song. Not just because of like the song itself, but because of how overdone it is at karaoke. Because then
Mm.
all the bars just starts doing the ba 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 all the time. That's just
It's like,
I can't hear that song now and just be like, oh, this was a good song, now it's ruined.
oh,
Dude, we go to Cancun every year on vacation, and every year there's karaoke night.
oh, yeah.
And I have never experienced a good karaoke night where there was good singers.
No,
and
it always seems to be
enjoyable.
the people that can't sing that do the karaoke.
They can't sing, and they just
And
it's
they
so
blast it way too loud.
it's so loud that we're at a table across the restaurant, and we can't. We have to. I have to get in her ear and
Yell.
talk. Yeah, talk loud. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad.
Yeah. But we're just not that type of people, I suppose.
Yeah, I have zero interest in ever doing karaoke.
Yeah.
I'll sing in the car and blast it.
Yeah.
And I'll blast it even louder when nobody's in the
We'll do
car.
car karaoke, but we're not.
Yeah. No. Do you ever get on the mic?
I did before, but then I kind of stopped it when I started getting into it more because I wanted to just like sit back and let them have their fun.
Right.
But did a little bit in the beginning,
You,
so can't
you,
say I haven't.
you never had to get it going. You showed up and people are ready to sign up and go. You didn't have to. All right, guys, come on. I'm gonna do the first one now. Come on, sign up. You didn't have to do any of that.
No, people like the way we do it is not like the usual karaoke. Like the way we do it is we have a QR code on the screen, and people can go up, scan the QR code. It takes them to a website called Carafun, and you can put in whatever song you want to see if it's there or not. If it's there, you type in your name and you hit submit. It goes right into a queue, and then it automatically just starts playing the next song whenever the song is done. So we have people, and it's that group that I keep mentioning, that as soon as I'm setting everything up, they are huddled around the mini stage they have, waiting for that QR code to pop up, so that way they can scan it and then put songs in right away.
Wow. Wow. How many restaurants did you do? Just one?
Total, I think I've done 3.
Okay. Yeah,
There's
we have
like
a friend
three
of ours.
bars. I did.
We have a friend of ours that does a whole bunch of different restaurants and doing karaoke and game nights and different things like that.
Mhm.
Like he's a school teacher by day, and then at nighttime he goes around. He does like 12 different restaurants. Like he makes more money doing the karaoke game nights than he trivia nights
Yeah.
than he does doing that. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Back to magic. So I'm in my magic.
Yeah, back to the good stuff.
You've toured this room several times over FaceTime and things, and just looking around the room, and we talk about it, or I'll show you some stuff. What do you collect? Do you collect any magic? Do you collect anything?
The only thing that I would say I really collect are decks of cards, because I feel as though that's just a neat little way for people to show off their creative side. I forget. I remember that at one point the magic number I had was like 300 decks that were all different.
Wow.
So I don't know what that number is at now, but it's just like, and I tell people I always buy 2, one to rock and one to stock.
So are these are straight decks though?
Yep, they're not gimmick decks. They are just the way they're
Right.
designed. Like I have some in there that are like 1 out of 2,000 made, 1 out of 1,500 made. I have some that are like very limited runs. I have ones that are just like they're out there in the public that you can get. I just like the design of them. I have 2 of them now from the House of Magic, so we have their designs now too. So it's just a bunch of stuff, and it's not even the fact of like if it means something. It's also if I just like the design, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Or and what people started doing for me recently, if they go on vacation, they'll get me a deck of cards from when they're on vacation, and then that immediately goes in the collection. They're like, aren't you going to look at them? I said, no. Why would I ruin them? It's a gift.
Yeah, I have so many decks of cards from I'm seeing it right now. Myrtle Beach, Dolly World, Dollywood, Myrtle Beach, Myrtle Beach, Myrtle Beach.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's but when I was growing up, Michael Lamar said if you have a deck of cards that doesn't look normal, people are going to automatically think it's a trick deck, and that's what I grew. Nowadays, 90% of the magicians you see online are using some kind of fancy deck of cards. Things have changed since the 90s. But I kind of grew up with that. So I buy bricks of the bicycle cards, and that's what I use in all my shows. Plus, I feel like I can do torn and restored, and I can have people sign them, and I don't worry about having to replace it because I like the style of that deck.
Right.
Bicycle, I can just rock and throw away, you know? So that's me. Do you use those in your close-up gigs?
So I've heard that from Michael Lamar about the you want to use a deck that everybody recognizes. I feel as though that if you can convince them that it's not the deck and it's more yourself, what's the matter of it? But then there's people that are going to be like, yeah, but still, and it's like, all right, whatever. If I'm going to a place where I am going to be either writing on cards, if I'm going to a bar to perform, or if I'm going to rip up stuff, then yes, I will rock a bicycle deck. If I'm going somewhere that's like paying me a little bit nicer, paying me a little bit more money, I'm going to rock a nicer looking deck because to me, that shows that I'm putting effort into like this gig that I'm doing and having a nicer deck instead of just being, oh, I just stopped at a gas station, bought a deck of bicycle off the shelf, and going there. No, like this is like a nicer looking deck. The one thing I will say, I won't use a deck that has like the different faces on the cards. Like I'm talking about like the traditional USPC like faces.
Yeah.
I'll try to make sure they have those because those are still recognizable. The back design is what's different.
So one of my favorite gigs, we did a couple gigs for Bombardier Jets, and they had their own playing cards for the jetliner. You fly first class, you get a deck of cards. So they threw me a brick of them, and I used that at those gigs.
Yeah.
And when I worked for Pepsi, I was using Pepsi playing cards that they supplied me. I love that because they just gave this to me. Let's go. They weren't bicycle quality, but I didn't care. It was the cool thing was it was their deck of cards, and everybody knew that.
Yeah.
So I love that. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and the ones that I remember using the most are the Monarchs, the little I think like the snakes on the back of the Monarch cards. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I will show people that, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's a cool deck." And then the fun fact is that these are the same designed cards that are used in the Now You See Me movies. And then people are like, "Oh my God, I love that movie. That's so awesome." So now that's also like linking to them as well too. Just something so small as like, "Oh, I remember that. I remember this movie. That was a really good movie." And now I'm doing Magic and from like with cards from a Magic movie.
Because Theory 11, they're Theory 11 cards, the Monarchs, right?
Yeah.
And they are part of the consulting crew for that movie.
Nice.
So they're using their cards in the movie. I wouldn't think to put that together and think a layman would know what it was.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Dag on it. Yeah, man. So we've talked about your stage shows. We've talked about this. So 5-year plan. What do you got in the next 5 years? Where's Nate going to be in 5 years?
5 years is a long time for me. I always say that to people. My goals are always like a few months in advance because I feel as though hitting smaller goals leads to bigger goals. But to answer this question for 5 years, I'm hoping in 5 years I'm doing this full time. I'm hoping that in that time frame that I have enough of a clientele, I have enough of like a repertoire that I can go around and start doing this full time. And I feel as though with the trajectory I'm on, with the people I have by my side, you included Wes, and that with how fast we became friends, but the fact that I have someone who has like a lot of this experience as well too. I feel as though just having that group is going to speed this up a lot more than from the first however many years I started with Magic.
Dude, I don't hold back. There's not another magician that's a competition for me.
No.
And that's the way I think of it. So I tell you everything. I give you everything because I'm my only competition. you know, and your show is different than my show, and you're telling your story, I'm telling my story. There's enough work for everybody out there. And I truly believe that. So, yeah, man, I'll protect you and hold you up and tell everybody how great you are. You're awesome. You're my buddy, man. Yeah.
And just don't forget, because in any business where it's your own business, you're going to go through rough times, slow times, hard times. Stick it out. Don't give up. Keep going.
And never stop marketing.
Yes.
You know, that hurt me during the fall. I couldn't do marketing during 74 shows just at that farm, plus my resorts, plus those weddings, plus the other stuff. I didn't have time to market during that time. So that, you got to remember that, man. You got to have something in place. So that's what I'm telling my publicist. Help me get back. You know, you got to keep that momentum going. Don't let me fall. Let's keep it going. Because I wasn't checking in with her at that time and all that as well. So, yeah. I'm good. You know, what do you got this week? What can I promote? Just the farm. Just promote the farm. Just promote the farm. But we weren't working on anything for the future, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Lesson learned.
Well, it's just you got to constantly promote.
Yeah. Well, lesson learned.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, any fail stories that you want to talk about? Anything ever happened funny on stage or lesson learned? They're always fun.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of a good one. I've had plenty of them. So this isn't much of a fail story, but this is, I don't ever want to tell. I'll tell this one anyway.
No.
It's not much of a fail story. It's just a matter of like a lesson learned story.
Yeah, don't say anything you don't want to say,
Right.
but sometimes they're just funny stories. Like, you know, I did a reel today about doing cards across and putting my knee down on the stage, thinking it was a nail coming up out of the stage, but I kneed down on a B in the middle of my show. That's a fail story. But I just played it off and kept going because I'm a pro. But what's your fail story?
But what you don't know is if this had happened at home versus during a show, it would be completely different.
Oh,
response.
I think I'd had tears. I would have been crying.
Anyway, go ahead.
I'm just trying to think now because I'm just trying to think of like a good like fail story. I had one where I had a woman that tried to mess me up on purpose. So I was trying to like recover from that. I could tell that story. I got called a devil worshiper. I could tell that story.
Well, pick
Trying to
one.
think like a fail story.
So pick one and then save the other one for the Patreon extra, right?
There you go. Go for it.
All right, I'm gonna say the devil worshiper one for the Patreon because that's a really funny one.
Okay, perfect.
But this is one that I guess I'll call it a fail because she did mess up the flow of my show, and it was a lesson learned. I'm trying to like recover from it. I was at a gig, and it was like a senior center, but it wasn't like a senior living. It was I don't know, like a community center where they can all meet up and have like their meetings for everything. And this woman saw me. Well, actually, her and her friends saw me at a recent stage show before that, and they're like, "We want to bring you in, like whatever." We talked pricing, we nailed it. I'm there at the gig. And I started doing stuff at first. And at the beginning, I do like my traditional opening, and they're just not into it. I'm like, all right, well, something's got to change. So then I move up one of my tricks. I do the vanishing bandana a lot because that's just a good way to like get the crowd involved. And not even just to get involved, but just like they know this is like not a serious kind of show. We're here to have fun. So lesson learned with there. I usually open with that now to get people laughing. But this is the second to last trick. And I'm doing a bill to impossible location, and I do it differently at first. I ask someone for a dollar bill. This woman who actually saw my show holds up the dollar bill. So I grab it, and I'm like writing something down. I write the serial number down. That way we can match it at the end. Well, as I'm doing that, she comes up onto the stage, and I'm like, oh, no, you don't have to stay. I'm like, whatever. And she's like, I want to say something quickly. She starts having a whole conversation on the stage. And I was like, well, can this wait? Like, I'm like, I have two tricks left. After this last one, you can just talk however you want to talk. And she goes, but I want to tell this story. So she does, kills the flow of the show. I'm like, all right, cool. Now I got to win it back. So I make the bill vanish, and I make it appear inside a lemon. And she takes the bill out of the lemon, and she's reading the bill number, and I'm just marking it off. and she gets the one, and she miscalls it on purpose. And I'm like, "Are you sure it's that number?" She's like, "Yeah." She's showing me the bill, and the number that she's reading, she said it wrong, and it's the different numbers. And it wasn't doing anything close. I think she said like 3 when it was a 4. So it was definitely doing something on purpose. So then it was a matter of like, oh, ha ha, funny. Can you just please read the serial number? She goes, no. She's like, change it to this number right now. And I'm trying to like get the show back. And everything I'm doing and saying is not like the right things to say because I'm just trying to be like, can we just get on with the trick? Yada yada yada. And I lost the crowd because now they're like, you can definitely tell they're like, what's going on here? This isn't part of the show. I'm finally I caught her off guard. I took the bill out of her hand when she wasn't looking, went over to somebody else, had her finish reading the bill off, and then it matched up perfectly. And then you could definitely hear the crowd was like, okay, that was whatever. So I'm like, now I got to win them back. And thankfully, I ended with Tiny Plunger. I do that trick, and everybody. That's like the one trick that people know me for is Tiny Plunger. I don't know how well you know that routine, but I do John Armstrong's.
Yeah.
And thankfully, it was such a good trick at the end that I saved it there, that it won everybody back. But I learned from that day on that I have to find a way to first pick better audience members because of that happening, which I know I can't control that all the time. But the biggest thing was just trying to learn how to win an audience back in that situation.
Dude, my tip for you would just be play into it. The audience is on your side. This lady isn't acting right. You already showed it to somebody else. What is she doing? What's going on? All right, lady, you've done enough. Have a seat, lady. The audience is on your side. I think they were on your side more than you realized.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's just, I mean, working resorts and drunk people and things like that. You know, you make fun of the lady that's snorting in the second row. You just make fun of it. You just have fun.
Yeah.
And when somebody's acting stupid and acting like, you call them out. They're acting stupid. That's not part of the trick.
Right.
Yeah, I'll do that for you later, lady. I'll change the number on your bill later. If I changed it, would you even notice? Because you can't get the number right now, lady. I mean, you just play along with that and just go, I think.
Yeah.
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 That hurts me.
It is something.
Yeah,
It
that
hurts me.
sucks that when people just do that. It's ridiculous. It's what's wrong with people? They wouldn't want somebody doing that to them if they were up on stage. They wouldn't want anybody else ruining what they're doing. She wouldn't have wanted you to actually be able to get her off stage during the middle of her silly story that she had to tell in the middle of her show.
What was the
So,
story?
I mean,
Was it
it's
good
like,
at all? Was it a
oh
funny
gosh.
story? Was it a good story? Was it just
Probably
thanking
not.
people
It
for
doesn't
coming?
sound like.
All she was doing was telling people about the show that she saw, and that's why they brought me in.
Oh.
Like it was just like this guy he was so good and all this stuff. So she is trying to like play me up a little bit, but at the same time, it's like I was on a roll. I just did a couple tricks in a row that the audience was into, and now it's like, all right, now I'm going to hear this woman talk, and now I'm down at rock bottom. Like I got to win them back because this is the last trick. I can't end on that.
That hurts me to hear that.
I know.
That's she wasn't drinking. She just was just out of her element.
She just wanted to be the center of attention. It sounds like.
Ugh.
It sounds like she wanted her. Yeah.
And I've had 2 stage shows since then, and she's come to both of them.
She's a fan. She's a fan.
You just ignore the fact that she's there, and she is never a volunteer again.
She's one of those super fans.
Oh, yes.
She is one of those super fans.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
We
You
have
have
them.
to be nice.
We have them. Penn and Teller have them.
Yes.
We've seen it happen.
And you just.
You have a super fan.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
You just be nice to them, but they don't get to volunteer.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Not ever. And if they
I haven't called her since.
if they ask you why, how come you don't ever ask me to volunteer? You can say, because you've been to so many of my shows, people know that we know each other and they might think we set something up, which is completely honest. So, yeah.
You're awesome. That is so true, though. That is 100% true.
It's 100% true. I mean, we tell that to, like if Lana has friends come to a show and, they're hanging out with us before the show and people see them hanging out and then they're all upset. You didn't pick me to volunteer. Well, sweetie, sorry, you're a friend of the family. We can't pick friends of the family because they'll think that we set something up beforehand and you were in on it.
Not that anything's wrong with those kids.
No, not that anything's wrong with those kids. That's why I'm saying this what you're telling her is completely 100% honest, because that's what I tell, non-super fans that are just friends of the family.
See, on our next hangout phone calls, once Natalie's done with school, she can sit in on them because she's got some good information. That's good.
Why, thank you.
That's good.
That is really good.
All right, dude. So I have another story for you too. I got a smoke and mirror story for you and a super fan story after the podcast. But dude, that's been an hour. How was it?
This was a lot of fun. I absolutely love this. Thank you for having me on.
Dude,
I was so worried about coming on because I'm not like some famous guy. I don't have like a lot of like expertise to give, but this was so much fun, and I'm glad I was able to be a part of this.
Dude, you're my buddy. I want you to succeed. You're an awesome magician from everything I've seen. You're awesome. So this is the start of your rise. So next time we come on, we'll have your TV show we'll be talking about. How about that?
Yes. That'd be awesome.
God, I hope so.
There you go. There you go. All right. I think that wraps everything up. Tell everybody where they can find you. Get more information on you.
You can find me at Nate Heater Magic. It's my website, nateheatermagic.com. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Nate Heater Magic throughout.
Nice.
All right. And only thing we have left to say is see you next week.
Check us out online at wesisley.com and patreon.com/Wes_Isley for behind-the-scenes videos, blooper videos, never-before-seen footage, discounts on merchandise, magic trick tutorials, and more. That's Wes Iseli, spelled WESISELI.